What's going on, Game Illuminaughty? It's UTX, JG, the Don, and the Black Hokage. Sorry, there is no Black. So for all the people that are mad, he's out doing Atlanta stuff with whatever that
Atlanta stuff. What?
Yeah, whatever Atlanta stuff. He's you know, he could be hitting some jugs. He could be rapping.
At Script Club.
Yeah, Script Club, getting some chicken at the Waffle House. Who knows, man? He's in Atlanta, so there's a lot of stuff for him to do. But anyways, we are back with episode 4. A review for Black Lightning. So let's get straight into it. First scene, and this again, it's not surprising because anytime you're dealing with gangs, besides the violence, how else are the gangs making their money? It's drugs, right? So the very first scene begins with Jefferson. One of his students named Bernard is hopped up on something. He's coming at him like all aggressive, like he's just tripping out. So Jefferson, instead of just like trying to restrain him, because that wasn't happening, he ended up zapping one of his students. And obviously after that, he's like, yo, like one zap didn't do anything. He had to hit this man with 2. So you know it was some strong shit there, whatever he was on. He ended up finding out after knocking him out that he had something green, some green type of drug in his pocket. So obviously whenever you find out what that is, you got to go to your man Gamby and try to figure out what it is. It's called green light. And it's some very, very strong shit. Like, as soon as you take it, you were instantly hooked. So that's a really, really bad thing. And he's also trying to figure out where the drugs are coming from. Obviously, the 100 are the prime suspects, but it's just messed up that it was so close. So Anissa ends up figuring out where they're coming from. So the 100 drug dealers are near the school. So that's very, very close. Again, whatever truth that they said, that's done. The 100 gang really don't give any fuck, so they're just doing whatever. So again, that's something that Jefferson, as a principal, he got to handle. So, so this is mainly the plot for episode 4. It's dealing with drugs. He got to figure out who's making the drugs, who's the drug sellers, and he has to get them to end on their little mission there, their little operation. But what do you feel about this this start of the actual story here?
Once again, I think it was interesting because once again, it feels like a insular story. This is a story that, I mean, drugs plague everybody, but once again, because it's like the hood, like you felt it a little bit more with the whole with the way that they approached it, the way that they were dealing with drugs to the kids in the school and stuff like that. I don't know if you were paying attention, but like Jefferson's tailor, who seems to do it all, seems to be a tailor, can hack into the police comms. He's the guy in the chair. He's just a genius. He said that green light was like PCP and crack combined, basically. And yeah. I mean, I don't know if you ever seen a crackhead or somebody like off PCP or whatever. It gives you like super strength. Like Tookie Williams used to be off PCP, and that shit, like if you shoot somebody, they don't feel it. So like that's why when he was in the bathroom and he was trying to like blast him with the lightning, like dude wasn't feeling it. Yeah, and his eyes rolling in the back of his head. I was like, like, how did that?
I haven't personally. I don't think I've seen anybody on PCP. I may have seen a few crackheads in my time, but I haven't seen them like get into anything. So who knows what they might have been doing? But you're definitely right. You're 100% correct on that one. So yeah, that's definitely what ended up happening. If you are mixing those two chemicals together, yeah. Very, very strong, so very, very dangerous.
Well, he didn't say they were mixing it. He was saying it was like it, basically, like it's down.
Oh, like it. Well, yeah.
But whatever. We don't know. Yeah, we don't know whatever the hell. We're just gonna assume some random drug. What's the name? And then the sister too. Like when she was driving after school, she saw a couple of her students being approached by dealers by the school, and then she pulled up on them and tried to pull her little fast tail students away. And what's the name? And like the dude flashed his gun and called her a bitch and this, that, and the third. And you could tell that kind of inspired her. Like, she's with the shit. She's ready to beat people up. She's tired of marching. Which, so later she does.
Right, yeah. So definitely here we go. This is pretty much what we've seen was going to come. She's going to end up getting her superhero on and end up making a difference. So that's going to be a little bit later in the episode. So moving on, we actually have a scene again with Tobias and Lady Eve. Lady Eve, what we ended up finding out is she gave him the control of the 100 gang. So she's obviously more powerful than him. So we have that already entailed as to what's going on as far as the hierarchy.
And there's also people more powerful than her because she kept mentioning her partners and she kept mentioning them in the sense that she feared them.
Yeah. So
They were
this, so we still have to figure out who's above Lady Eve, but
so
we know right
it's
now.
confirmed Tobias is the season 1 villain, but there's more. There's more out there.
Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we'll see what ends up happening with him. But Tobias is still going back during that conversation. Tobias is still like on this. Oh man, like I thought I killed Black Lightning. I thought I killed Black Lightning line years ago. And Lady Eve was like nah, bro. Like you need to handle that. I gave you control of the 100 game for a reason, but like your entire criminal career is like just null and void because you didn't even handle your business. So obviously Tobias is like hella pissed, and he's gonna try to do some things. I don't know what the scheme is. Well, at least we'll find out a little bit later, like what they end up doing. But Tobias is obviously like very, very upset, and he has to like try to figure out a way to handle his business because he obviously didn't handle it. When,
well, yeah, he looks like
a doctor.
He looks like a liar to everyone. And his whole rep was built off killing Black Lightning. Now that it's not true, now you look crazy. But more importantly, the thing that I was more interested in this scene is what the hell was Lady Eve doing? Was that like liposuction? And dude was clearly alive. Like I feel like they was trying to allude to something. What the hell was she like? Are they like stuffing bodies with drugs or something and using it to ship?
I don't know. I don't know. They didn't really explain that
because the camera kept cutting to her like putting something in his body or sucking it out. I don't know what she was doing. The camera kept cutting to it. I was like, they're alluding to something, and it makes me think maybe they're stuffing bodies with drugs, dead bodies,
which could be very well possible. It could be very well possible because we still didn't figure out like later on like what their scheme was, but it was some military grade stuff what they're doing to push these drugs.
Yeah.
So moving on. They end up having a dinner. Jefferson, Henderson, Anissa, and Kara. So they end up trying to figure out, like, they're talking about Black Lightning and what he's doing. And it's kind of mixed feelings. Obviously, Henderson doesn't like it, which is understandable. He's a cop. He doesn't like Black Lightning. He feels like he's a vigilante that's not doing any good. Anissa obviously enjoys it, and she wants to do that herself. And it's funny because, like, you can see Jefferson, like, he knows that something is up with Anissa. He was giving no side eyes the whole time. He's like, like, do you have any powers? What are you out here trying to do? Or
I don't know. I don't know if he knows that she has powers or she knows about him. I think he was just taking interest in her change of mind because she was always the peaceful protest type, and now she's becoming less Martin Luther and more Malcolm. And like he's taking interest in why. I don't think that had to do anything with powers or anything.
You don't think so?
Nah, because she hasn't shown any type of sign that she has abilities to her parent, and they don't keep up with her.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the mom didn't even know. The mom didn't even know that. Yeah, she was broken up with her girlfriend. Yeah, she knew something else was wrong, but she didn't know that they were broken up. So I don't think they keep up with her like that.
She's waiting. The mom is definitely waiting. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that one. After taking a second thought, maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know what's going on. But the side eyes were interesting because you definitely had two different sides on the in the table during dinner. Kara, she's still on the fence as well. You say you already don't like her, but she knows what's going on, and that just makes it even more awkward in this situation because she already knows about her husband being Black Lightning, but she's like, man, like it's dangerous. She's still on there. It's super dangerous still. So I don't necessarily agree with you, Anissa. She's kind of more on Henderson's side about that, but she's just being that typical woman who just doesn't want Black Lightning being out there getting hurt. So yeah, that was just like the typical thing. I saw that coming during that conversation.
After this episode, I really don't like her. I know I'm skipping a little bit ahead, but there was like one scene in the episode where like everything just kind of hit him at once. He was trying to help his students. The gangs was on his ass. The school board was on his ass, and everything just kind of. And he was trying to help the boy, and like everything just kind of came at him once. He was popping pills. I don't know what the hell he's popping, but he's doing something to relieve his stress, and it was just getting to him. And then he calls the ex-wife up, and she's like, I'm busy. I'm like, all right.
She can't even help my guy.
Like, I'm like, all right.
Yeah. At the time of need, Jefferson is out here tripping.
That's why men don't share our feelings.
Yeah, exactly. And you're right, though. You definitely
nobody cares, bro. But that was a real ass scene, bro. Nobody care about the black man's feelings, bro. So I felt that scene.
Why you think we so tough, boy? There you go. That's real right there. That was a super real scene. So yeah, man, I think I had to like maybe be more on your side now. I think Kara's I think she's a little hateful, man. She's a little hateful to me now. So, because after that scene, that was cringeworthy to me, man. That was
yes, he can get hurt, but the good outweighs the bad in terms of him being a superhero, and it's just like you're just gonna have to let things be.
Right, exactly. So going back to the student Bernard, they're thinking about expelling him because he ended up having the drugs and got in this situation. Obviously, Jefferson doesn't want that, so he's fighting against it. But at the same time, he's trying to figure out like where Bernard is getting the drugs from, like who is supplying the dealers. Ends up finding out that it's an old friend, actually an old student, Ronald Wright. Is the heat of blood.
Well, don't hold on. Before we go to the bar, though, I would like to just say when he met with the student and his dad about him doing the drugs, once again, I felt like this was another scene that, like, maybe it flew over people's heads, or maybe I'm digging too much into it. But it was another example of them just kind of putting a little gem in there about how people don't give a fuck about black people. Because when he was sitting there, when the board came to meet Jefferson, he was advocating for the student because he was like, yo, this student has been accepted by 4 different colleges. He's one of my best students. He just made a mistake. He accidentally did some drugs. Come on, give him another chance. This kid's got a bright future. They were like, fuck that kid, bruh. That's exactly what it's like to be black, bruh. You can fucking walk on water. You make one mistake, they say fuck you, bruh. But if his ass was a different color, it would have been a different story. So maybe I'm digging too much into that, but I felt like that was real. Like this kid was a really good kid. He made a mistake. And they didn't give a fuck. They
no. I definitely agree with you on that. I agree with you wholeheartedly. They were just ready to give up on him, like just because of one freaking mistake. Now, if he was like a 3 strikes you're out type of guy, then
if he had a record, I could understand.
Yeah, but like for real, like seriously, you were just ready to give up on him. Like his father is obviously like super into Bernard's life. He came down there. He's trying to figure out what's going on. He just wants a second chance.
And then on top of that, we found out that the 100 was actually going around the neighborhood giving out free taste. Just trying to influence the kids and shit. And I mean, if you live in the hood and you under stress, and then somebody just offers you some free shit that's gonna quote unquote relieve your stress. I mean, it happens.
And then with that drug being instantly addictive, like you're going to come back. You're going to find out what's going on. So yeah, that's what I meant. Another one of those terrible situations.
That's what I meant by earlier when I guess I didn't articulate it well enough when I said when I was talking about how they approach the drugs and stuff like in the hood. That's how they be getting people preying on their weakness and shit like that.
Yeah. So that was another real scene. So yeah. Moving on, Tobias ended up catching the dude who confirmed or allegedly confirmed Black Lightning's death. He ended up offing my boy because he said, "You owe me a death." I feel like that was too real. The doctor was like, "Oh no!" Like it just ended up getting messed up. He ended up killing him because of that. But yeah, it was just a little scene right there. But Tobias is obviously upset, and he's still trying to figure out a way to get Black Lightning. It was just a little scene. Not really talk about.
Why didn't the coroner like send a? Well, I wouldn't send a picture because that's a paper trail. Maybe FaceTime it or something like that. Something. Why didn't Tobias confirm the kill? That just seemed very careless to me for a guy that has been established over the last 4 episodes as being very meticulous.
I would agree with that. I don't know what was going on. I don't even think that they're gonna like really touch on that. Like what happened 9 years ago. Maybe they'll do a flashback because I would really like to see it because now I'm like even more enthused. I'm even more engaged in it to figure out what exactly happened 9 years ago that even got to this situation.
Maybe 9 years, because remember she did say she gave him the 100. Maybe 9 years ago he was a bit more green behind the ears, meaning like he was new to the game and he wasn't, crossing all his T's and dotting all his I's compared to where he's at now.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, 'cause 9 years is a mighty long time, so I'm assuming he's changed a lot since then. But yeah, I'm thinking that 9 years ago he was definitely just super rough around the edges. So, but I would like to know what happened. I hope they do a flashback or something to figure out what exactly went on. So yeah, he's upset. Meanwhile, we go to the other daughter, the younger daughter, Jennifer. She's seeing Khalil a lot. She's obviously all in love and stuff. So Khalil was trying to walk because they said that he wouldn't walk again. And she's been there a lot. And you already know what's going on when you have...
Sucking them off in the hospital. Nah, I'm joking. We know he can't get it up. But anyway.
Oh my God, yo. That's terrible. But anyways, when you have some very, very engaged parents in your life, if Jennifer is at the hospital all the time, she has so many other things going on at school, including track. They end up confronting her saying that she's been at the hospital way too much. She apparently told off her track coach, and she was like, "All right, I'm just not going to do track anymore." So she's really choosing Khalil over everything else that she has to do. So that's another scene that
I don't like that shit.
I mean, I don't like it either, but this is another real scene because I've seen a lot of situations like that. I haven't dealt with this personally, but this is kind of the situation where you don't know exactly what your children want to do. I felt like at this particular scene, they pushed track on her, and she ended up just doing it just because her parents wanted her to. Right. And then when the situation arises, she's like, all right, like I ain't like track anyway, so I'm just not going to do it. And Jefferson was like, oh, hell no, like you gonna run, girl. And
you love track.
Yeah. And the mom was like, yeah, you love it though. And she's like, okay, calm down. If you don't like it in 2 days, then you can quit, but just don't quit on it now. And that felt way too real. Cause again, I know so many children that deal with it. Like your parents just put something upon you, whether it's sports or playing an instrument or something else, and you don't necessarily want to do it, but you just do it because you don't want to let them down. But she was in track over Khalil though. A man who might not be able to walk again is something. But I feel like at the same time she does have a reason, because the mom of Khalil can't be around all the time because she's working multiple jobs to try to pay for his bills. So somebody else does need to be there. I agree with that. But again, I don't know if she's necessarily the one that needs to be there and handle that responsibility. But again, that was another real scene. So I don't know if anybody else did with that that's listening. But you should definitely do whatever you want. Just not as long as it's not like excessive. If you don't want to actually like run track or do any sports or whatever, like just let your parents know, man. Like if they upset, they upset. But at the end of the day, it's your decision.
True.
Yeah, so that was that for it. Anissa ends up pulling up on the drug dealers that called her a bitch and pulled out the gun. So she had her hoodie on. She was real conspicuous, pulled up on them, and just punched them each one time, and they got knocked the fuck out.
She damn near killed him.
Yeah, damn near killed him. She was checking for a pulse, and she like, oh man, like what did I do? Like I think I did a little bit too much here. So she called 911. But I don't know. I just feel like in this particular situation, she's still working on her powers. She has to learn like how much she can actually exude if she's really trying to be this vigilante crime hero. Because just going out doing that is obviously going to get someone killed. And if you're not about that killing life, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it. So I know definitely after this after this episode, she's going to have to rethink some things and probably just try to get in the lab again and try to figure out like what her powers are and see like how much she can actually exude.
She gonna need a better disguise too. You can't just be walking up on people with a damn hoodie and shit.
Yeah,
who's the bitch now? What if they weren't knocked out and they heard you say who's the bitch now? They would have known who did it. Then they would have came and shot your ass.
True, absolutely true. And I'm sure that they know where you live, or they could find out where you live. But so that was there for it. Now we get to the part where Jefferson is actively trying to find out where the green light is headed. He ends up getting in touch with Gambi again. They end up finding out again like what it was actually mixed with, what a very powerful drug, and how many people died. And then they end up paying a visit to the plug, 2 bits. This scene was pretty funny just because of the fact that actually let me get back to it. So he actually visited him as Jefferson first, and just had a little talk with him. Was like, yo, like I know what's going on. Like you need to get up out of here. He's actually trying to be the nice guy and get to him before he came through and had to put the hurt on him. But obviously 2-Bit wasn't trying to hear that. He like, yo, like I'm gonna go away anyways. Like I don't care really what's going on, and that's typically the situation. Like it doesn't matter what type of relationship that you all have. If somebody is like very very engaged in that street life, they're not going to listen to you. Especially if they got multiple records, they just feel like they can do whatever they want. If they ended up getting caught, they end up getting caught. But I just feel like that money and that street life is just a little bit too much for some people. That's all that they know, and they just can't escape even if they want to.
I thought both scenes where he visited him, Jefferson and Black Panther was funny because I don't know. I just found it relatable.
Black Panther, Black Lightning.
I found it. Is that what I called him? Black Panther.
Yeah, you said Black Panther.
My bad, Black Lightning.
You ready for that?
I'm like looking at the trailer right now. Actually, what's the name? I found both scenes to be funny just because, like, I found it once again to be relatable. I feel like I don't know if this is the case for you, but like I've known in my life niggas that are like he was kind of goofy, but he was still involved in the street life. And it's like, and you could tell he had a good heart, but at the same time, he was just too stupid to leave that street life alone. And I've known people like that in my life, so I found that scene to be relatable. I thought it was funny. I thought he was a realistic character. Yeah, like not everybody is out here just fucking being savages and shit. Some people legitimately feel like they do what they do because that's all that they have.
Yeah. So after he visited him at Jefferson, he was like, all right, well, this isn't working, right? So then he came back as Black Lightning, and this is where it kind of got funny because as soon as he came through, like they already knew what's going on. He was like, "Well, get them!" Like talking to his goons. They ended up getting whooped, but he's like, "Yo, like I'm on my third strike. Like I'm gonna go away for 30 years." And he was like, "I don't care." He was like, 30 years though. He was like, "You need to go in for some time." And he was like, "Before you knock me out, he's like, can I take a picture with you?" And then he was like, "Man, what are you doing?" It just knocked his ass out. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, this man wanted a selfie before he got knocked out. He already knew the deal though, so I just found that pretty hilarious.
I mean, once again, I think that was some decent low key commentary when he was saying like, "Damn, 30 years." Like he's a low level street dealer. He's not out here moving fucking kilos and shit like that. It's like, why is he getting 30 years? Like, I felt like that was another little low key gem.
It was. It definitely was. He shouldn't get that much, but. And it was like, look, you gonna go in for some time. So he was like, I'm not gonna call the cops on you if you tell me what I need to know. So he told him, he knocked him out, and I mean, he ain't called the cops, so that's good. I mean, he at least showed a little bit of remorse for his old student. So it was all good. It was all good. So then we go back to the school board. They're still trying to find out what's going on with not just Bernard, but other students who are breaking the rules as well. They're still trying to expel Bernard. Jefferson is still trying to fight it. But they're saying that this is going to be a very, very hard choice with this one. Moving on with that, because that was just kind of a small scene. It didn't really escalate anymore in that particular scene. But back to Anissa and her new little boo, her new little girlfriend, ended up getting pulled up on by some dudes, some little gangsters. They was about to whoop Grace, and Anissa went into her little superhero mode again.
This scene was really interesting to me, and I don't want to piss nobody off. Please excuse my ignorance. I'm not. Please inform me on this one. I'm not trying to say this to be funny or nothing like that. But is this a thing? Where straight males are attacking gay women like in alleys and stuff like that? Is that a thing? Because I'm unaware of that.
I really hope not.
I hope not. Like I know that like gay men, there's violence against gay men, them being attacked. But I've never heard of like a group of dudes be like, "Yo, you fucking lesbians," and they beat them up and shit. Like I was like, is that real? Like,
yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily real. I mean, it might be. It definitely might be. I know that people just need to defend themselves, period. But
if that is, bro, fuck y'all, bro. That's weirdos.
That's messed up. It doesn't seem real, but again, just excuse me and TBH's ignorance. If this is like something that happened like on the regular for gay people, I don't know. But that was terrible. That they wanted to beat them up just because they were gay. But in any case, Anissa just like turned up, whooped all of them, ended up hitting a hole in the ground. While this is going on, Black Lightning. He ends up getting him some new gear, some lightning, lightning vision that he could see pretty much like throughout walls, like any place that has a signature.
You can see the electrical outlet of everything.
Yeah. So when he hears the loud boom from Anissa, and he's like, "Yo, like what's going on?" All while he's scoping out where the 100 or taking the green light, because they like on some real like military operation type of stuff. So they obviously got money. They know what they're doing here. But he's about to go check it out, and Gambi is like, "No." And again, this comes to see, because we actually forgot to talk about this in episode 3. Do you remember when Gambi was looking at the footage of Tobias at the march?
Yeah.
And he deleted it?
Yeah.
Gambi is up to something. I'm trying to figure out why he's doing this. Is Tobias, is he in Tobias' pockets? Like, what's going on? I'm trying to figure out.
Gambi's the tailor, right?
Yeah, Gambi's a teller because he told
What's the name?
Black Lightning not to come. And he went to
I'm paraphrasing here. I watched, I think it was Variant Comics or like Watch Mojo. It's one of them comic book channels on YouTube. The tailor is not who you think he is. So the tailor took in Jefferson as his own after Jefferson's father died. I don't know if it was the tailor that Gambi that killed him, but I think he had something to do with it. He was like there. So, and then he felt guilty afterwards, and he took care of Jefferson. He had something to do with it, and in this case, I'm pretty sure they're not going to follow the comic books 1-to-1, but he probably had something to do with Tobias, and he's trying to erase that history because he's trying to be a good guy, and he switched.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well. With that news, again, it makes me even more confused.
I gotta find that video I watched, but yeah, he's not who you. There's more to him than you think.
Yeah, so Gambi ended up checking it out instead of Black Lightning. He told him to stay put. He ended up finding out like the big quake that Anissa put into the ground, and like took some samples or whatever, because he's trying to figure out what's going on as well. But I just found it interesting. I was like, you call my man's off, and you ended up checking it out. You look a little like shady here, fella. Like this is the second time that you did something like this. So I don't know like what his motives are. I don't know like if he's gonna end up finding out like that there's somebody else who has superpowers like Black Lightning. I don't know if he's trying to like come up with a super team, or is he just doing this for his own motives. I don't know.
I need to know how Tobias beat Black Lightning in a fight if he ain't got no powers.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like you were saying before, like a Black Kingpin situation. But I don't know like how that ended up happening 9 years ago. Very, very weird. Very, very weird. But anyways, we get to the next scene. Wakara is basically reporting that Bernard can't stay. If Jefferson gives up his final say on the infraction. So basically, if he says that in the future, if the students end up doing something bad, they're going to get severe punishment. If he says like he'll implement that, then it'll be okay. Bernard can stay. So this is where the scene comes up that you were talking about. While that's going on, Bernard's dad gives him a call and says that he got beat up because he was trying to go to the drug house that Bernard went back to. Bernard is still addicted, and he went right back to a drug house to try to get him some more drugs. So all while that's going on, this man is tripping out. He's popping pills, and then he freaking calls his wife, and she ain't got nothing for him. So that scene is just really messed up. Like my man's just super duper stressed.
You know, I think what makes it
help him out.
Especially messed up is not only is this his ex-wife that refuses to listen to his problems. The chick is a doctor, bruh. Wow, what a care! You don't even care about this man. What kind of doctor are you, bruh?
Yeah. So that's man, oh man. You couldn't even give my man's 2 minutes. You said you too busy. All right, bet. So
wasn't nobody else in the scene in the hallway or nothing. It didn't look that busy to me.
You was by your damn self. So anyways, after she basically blew him off, Black Lightning ended up taking matters into his own hands. He went to the drug den, busted everybody up, and got Bernard back.
Well, you forgot to mention all while this is happening. Light-skinned boy who can't walk is getting gifts from Tobias.
Yeah, I was gonna say that right after.
Okay,
yeah, I got that. Yeah, because that literally like happened right then. So, Tobias ended up having a sister who we called to come in town. Now I don't know what she's doing. Basically nothing like on her right now. But the one thing about her is she knows about Black Lightning, and they're trying to come up with a way to basically get him going for good. Tori ends up deciding to turn the media against him. And this is where Tobias ends up bringing anonymous gifts to Khalil because he saw him on TV and everybody's trying to interview him on what happened. They're basically trying to make it as Black Lightning was the one who made you not walk again and trying to spin that on him. They're going to do that first, and then I don't know like where they're going to go from this, but this is the start to their plans basically.
It's a decent argument. It's about getting him in trouble with the court of opinion with the public. Wasn't him? I mean, you could make the argument, yeah, maybe he wouldn't have got shot because at the end of the day, they were aiming at Black Lightning.
True.
And they did show up because he was there. So
true.
Yeah, it technically is his fault.
Yeah, it's typical persuasion. Like we've seen this before. But it's definitely a very interesting tactic to take. So Tobias ended up actually, after sending the gifts, he actually pulls up on Khalil and talks to him.
Well, hold on. I gotta talk about the gifts part. When old girl came to visit light skinned boy, and she first seen, she was like, "Yo, who's sending all these gifts?" And he's like, "Anonymous donor."
No, yeah.
That scene was the most unrealistic scene in the show for me. Because I don't know if you noticed, he was playing Xbox and he was playing Forza 7, and it looked like he was having so much fun, and I just don't believe that. But that's all I wanted to say. I was like, "Yo, he's dead. Get the fuck out of here. That game is not that damn fun." But yeah,
it could have been any other game. But
I noticed when he was playing on the TV. Forza ain't that fun, bro. Okay.
Yeah. All right. so anyway, back to Tobias' conversation. Khalil was like he about to turn on the light. He was like, "Nah, like don't turn on the light." But he ended up having a little conversation with him. He was lied and said that, I've been keeping up with you. Like I like how you run. Just putting up the little facade that he actually knows about him. But he basically said like I can show you how to kill your pain. So I'm trying to figure out like how far he's going to go with this. If he's going to get Khalil to like actually say whenever he gets interviewed that, "Oh man, like I blame Black Lightning because of this." I see that happening on the next episode, but I'm trying to figure out like what else is going to come from that. I don't know like how many people are going to get stirred up if he does end up saying that.
At first, I thought maybe he was going to give him some like the green light to kill his pain or whatever, and then get on TV and talk about how Black Lightning caused this or whatever, but he can walk again or some shit. And then I thought maybe, because I don't know, do you watch Arrow?
Yeah, I haven't kept up with the latest seasons though.
I don't know how far you're into it, but spoiler alert, I think it's like the third or the fourth season when Felicity gets shot. She's in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
and then,
and
then Palmer Tech invents the chip that they put in her spine, and then she could walk again.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe he gets one of those Palmer Tech chips that goes in his spine. And then I thought about it. I was like, no, because this isn't in the Arrowverse.
I think that's too deep.
Yeah. I mean, he had the money, as I said. Maybe he could have finessed that or something like that.
He does have the money, but I don't know if he has those necessary connections, because that's some rare stuff that happened to Arrow with Felicity.
Yeah, so
I don't know. I don't know how else is it going to go. Khalil is still trying to walk, but the nurses obviously hate. They said they was like, "I don't know why he trying to walk. Like he ain't gonna be able to walk again." They were talking shit about him, but I don't know like what Tobias is actually going to do. So it's interesting to see like if that like ends up being true. Not necessarily the Palmer Tech stuff, but if he ends up turning it like into something else.
The question is, do you think
that Khalil can actually walk?
Do you think Khalil's gonna buy into Tobias' bullshit? You think he's dumb enough to?
I think so. I think so
too, because if you guys remember, like these past few episodes have been building up to him fucking the daughter, and now he can't fuck. So that's definitely gonna sway
that's motivation.
Yeah,
motivation of getting the box.
My pussy. He's not gonna be able to get any pussy, so he's gonna snitch on Black Lightning, I think.
Yeah, something definitely gonna happen in episode 5, but I just want to know like what else is gonna come from that, because it seems like right now like Black Lightning has a lot of people on his side. They think that he's God. They think that he's a blessing from heaven. So will this one interview that Khalil may or may not do, will that turn the tides just immediately, or will it take something else for that? I don't know.
And what does it mean if they do turn on him? Do they start throwing tomatoes at him when they see him?
Yeah, like what is that? We've seen plenty of other superhero shows where like the media doesn't necessarily like him at first, but that doesn't really stop what they end up doing. They're still going to fight crime. Like the cops already don't like him, or Henderson, I would say. But like that's not stopping him. So I don't know if the media turning on him or the people turning on him is going to do anything either. Yeah. But I guess it's just a plot. It's just a plot. So we still have more episodes to go. We'll have to see what ends up happening with that. But I feel like this episode was, again, it had a lot to it. It definitely had some gems as well, like we pointed out, with the parents. And
this is actually my favorite episode so far.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Definitely a lot going on with this one. Episode 3 was a little bit light, but this one definitely touched on a lot of things. So I'm excited, man. I'm definitely excited. Like every time I watch this, even like just hearing the regular dialogue, I just feel like it's super real. Like I can just relate to all of this. Like I've seen these situations before, even if I haven't dealt with them personally. Like I know about this stuff going on in the areas. So that's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of black excellence with this particular series, and I didn't think it was going to be like that.
Yeah, I
But
thought it was just
I'm
going to be
pleasantly
another
surprised.
superhero show.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. Like they're getting to some real issues, so I can definitely appreciate that.
But it is what it is, man. Superman still don't come to the hood. So
No,
All
I
good.
wonder. Like, I really kind of want them to mention Superman at one point in time and say something like that. Like, I feel like they were probably actually, no, they're not. It's still DC. I don't think they're gonna be that deep with it. But if they did say something like that, I would find it utterly hilarious and real as hell.
That
Like,
man can appear
other
on
superhero don't come to the hood.
That man can appear on Supergirl.
We need Black Lightning.
That shit sucks.
Right. So let us know. Let us know your thoughts on episode 4. Anything that we missed, let us know, or any other thoughts. If you want to participate in a conversation like this, make sure that you support the Patreon. It directly supports all of us, mostly me. So if you want me to eat, want me to keep the lights on, go ahead and support. You can get in particular episodes like this to talk with us. You can be a judge of GR Radio, get in our Discord. You can get rewards like a AAA game or indie game every month, and get a chance to be on the Game of Illuminaughty podcast. So make sure that you check that out. Any other final words, sir?
Nah, good episode. See y'all next week.
Yep. We gone. Bye.